Hey, I've been doing a challenge where I draw like a particular artist for 1 week and see what I could learn from them. I decided on Gris after some great help from my friend LT. Follow his Instagram, by the way. This guy only started drawing like 15 months ago and he's killing it. Not gonna lie, I do feel threatened. Anyway, so first I'll take into account how they sketch, do their line art, choose their colors, and of course, how they shade and render. This was the first drawing I did after looking at their art. Of course, I also took into account what brush they use. Thankfully, my friend actually knows Gris and told me what kind of brush they use as well as some other tips, so thank you for that. Not gonna lie, I was pretty lazy with my first attempt. I just wanted to move on and try to make another one, but I didn't want to waste the hours I put in this already. I'm sure that a lot of people know this feeling, especially if you draw. Something about Gris's art style that's very noticeable is the colors that they use. They're very muted, but it also balances well with their brighter colors that they added, like around the hair and such. I tried to mimic that, but my hair is brown, so I didn't know if I could really capture that too well. One little mistake that I made in this drawing was that I only did take references from their particular character instead of taking it from a bunch of other drawings of other characters that they created. So it was more like I was kind of morphing my character in theirs rather than just a style. Also, something they did was line art, which is something that I don't really do, but I had to do it because my sketches usually tend to be extremely messy. Also, if you do hear like tools or something, that's because we have construction going on right next door, which is super fun. Totally fun. Very nice. Anyway, so I completed this, but I didn't really put in much effort, and it could have looked a bit more like their style if I did render it a little more, which I didn't really want to do because they actually do some overpainting over everything. Another thing that was noticeable about them was their faces. Like, their face is a little more squished and anime-ish than my style, which is something that I kind of struggled with slightly because it didn't look right to me because I'm used to doing things the same as always. Anyways, here is my first attempt at the complete drawing. Not gonna lie, the sleeves do be looking a little wonky, and everything seems to be, it kind of represents Gris's style a little bit, I guess, but I think I could do better than that. Now, I'm just going to be trying to copy their anatomy a little bit, since their face is something that I had issues with. Jesus Christ. Okay, so first off, I want to just try copying their style, but using guidelines and everything, of course, without doing a particular technique that I'll be showing in a couple minutes. So, first thing I noticed was that their faces are a lot more round and squished than how I usually draw, which was something that, I don't know, it slightly threw me off. It's not bad, I don't dislike it, I'm just not used to it. So I had some difficulties with it. I wanted to make it still look like my character though, which was a little difficult because I feel like I want my character to look a little more cool instead of cute. Yeah. Anyways, first attempt doesn't look that great, but it looks pretty similar to their style. Now for this one, I'm actually drawing guidelines over their art, and then using those guidelines as a guide, because that's what guidelines are for, yep. As a guide so I could get the facial anatomy right a little more. So their eyes are very big, and one thing that threw me off a little bit was how high they keep their mouths. Which, because it's stylized, you can't particularly say that that's wrong and you're not allowed to do that. Yep, definitely one of the things I totally like about stylization in anime is that you can change up the faces or anything as much as you want. So I also started with the back hair since I saw that the circle of their head, their hair doesn't stick out as much as I usually would do. So I think that looks a little more similar, but still. With my limited time frame of 1 week and a bunch of slacking off and procrastinating due to, my mental health just being great and all that. Yep, totally great, fantastic. So due to this short little time frame, I was going to make 3 drawings, but then I realized that I procrastinated way too much, and I only have enough time to do 1 more drawing, which is why I only have 2 drawings. Now, warning, skin. Trigger warning, skin. Trigger warning. because some people apparently don't like skin. I don't know why. I feel like I'm gonna get some comments about how this is slightly inappropriate. But you know what? I kind of agree with you, actually. This is slightly inappropriate. But like, you know, honestly, this didn't settle with me too well because I am only looking at it now. I want to copy theirs because I really liked how they did the plastic part. That it just looks so shiny, okay? And honestly, shading skin is super fun. But the face, honestly, in my drawing, it looks a bit too young for that body, and now I feel kind of mad at myself. Now I feel kind of sick with myself. Okay, you know what? Let's just move on and focus on the positive things, like how I'm such an amazing artist. So if there was anything that I could take from their style, it's probably line art, because line art is something that I don't usually do, but I'm pretty happy that I did start doing it again, because it makes everything look a lot cleaner, and it's actually a bit easier. So something that I did struggle with the most, aside from the facial anatomy and actually doing line art, was actually, surprisingly for me, it was color picking. I didn't know that it could be so hard for me, since if there is anything that's really good about my art, like, you know, my anatomy could be wonky sometimes, my lighting doesn't always make sense, but if there's something that I was confident in, it was my coloring. Unfortunately, I tried to create like Gris's color palette, but I couldn't use it off of their character for my character, because my character has brown hair, and, you know, it just didn't really match too well. But I liked how their saturation on their character's hair was like pretty bright. Instead, their thing, it kind of looked dim, but then also had like little spurts of color. I didn't really have much color on my character, seeing that the hair is dark brown and the clothes are black. Also, I will be giving my character a larger chest, because I don't mean to flex, but I am much larger than Gris. You're welcome. So, I am actually pretty proud of the hair. I didn't really like the face that much, but I just told myself to go through with it because I was running out of time. And I really like the way that they did their hair highlights, how it's all like square little boxes. I don't know why, I have no idea why, but I really liked how it kind of faded at the edges, because it brought a little more focus to the center of the face. So it's also something that I'll take into account with their style. Now, here we go. So, that's the completed drawing. I hope that it does look a little like Gris's style. Maybe it's because I've been staring at it for a little too long that I'm starting to see a lot of flaws in it. Or maybe just like a lot of other artists out there, I'm a bit too self-critical, and I think that everything I make is somewhat garbage. And I'm not saying this like, oh, give me attention, tell me I'm not trash. Like, I know I'm not trash, I know I'm amazing, but deep down inside I sometimes feel inadequate. But that's okay, I think. Yeah, anyways, so this was a fun little art challenge. I won't be doing this again because I did have a mental breakdown. No, I will do this again, but I'm gonna tweak up little things in the series instead. So please tell me what other artists you'd like to see me draw as. Also, I'm talking a little bit quieter because these rooms aren't exactly soundproof. So yeah. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and see you next time. Alright, see ya. Also, I'm gonna start streaming again. Yay!